November 1st, no one's getting SNAP because of the shutdown. And it seems like that this is something that Trump's administration and the government in general is like allowing to blow up because they're just kind of like, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. We're just constantly creating a system where people are dependent on government funding to even afford food. Mm-hmm. People are abusing it. People are selling their SNAP.
Oh, I know people.
Oh yeah,
selling.
Yeah. But this was something that people were pointing out that I had no idea. So America spends $7.8 billion monthly on SNAP. If illegals were removed from the SNAP costs, it would reduce 70%.
Wow.
If all the benefits were cut off, they would leave. 45% of all Afghans living in America receive free food from you. Look at this chart right here. Food stamps by ethnicity. Percentage of U.S. households receiving SNAP benefits. Afghan Americans are 45.6% of them. Almost 50% of all Afghan Americans that live here receive food stamps. Somalis, we're talking about Ilhan Omar's people now. Right under that, 42.4% of them coming into the country and living off of the government, living off of our tax dollars. You got Iraqis are next, 34.8. Dominicans, 34.4. How do you just have all Caribbean? Is that all just like
right?
28.2.
You can put Puerto Ricans as Caribbean.
Then you have all native-born people are 27.6. Like,
can't put Puerto Ricans because they're U.S. citizens.
Well, no, they're next. They're next after native. So they're not considered native, I guess, since it's not it's a territory and not technically a state. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of a distinction there. It's not really a state.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So they're about even with Native Americans, 27.2. Black Americans is 24.9. Oh, Native is actually Native Americans, I guess. Black Americans is 24.9. Arab Americans 24.1, and then it goes, Cambodians 23.6.
Oh, Cambodians is
they're pretty high. Let's see what the lowest is. The lowest is Indians. Indians they make money.
Come in, they're coming here being engineers and doctors.
Mm-hmm.
So the three lowest are white Americans, Italians, and Indians. And then, Chinese, Filipinos, Nigerians, Israelis, they're all towards the bottom. But yeah, the most people taking the most money off of our tax dollars for SNAP benefits are Afghanis, Somalis, Iraqis, Dominicans. Like, so again, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
They're laughing at us. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. So, this is all about to blow up on November 1st.
Yeah.
And
why are so many, and why are we letting so many people in, and then they're going right on food stamps?
Yeah. That should not be a thing.
I get if you're like Afghan, I mean, that's war. That's a war-torn zone. I mean, maybe there might be something to that. I'm not going to, I can understand some of that stuff, but Dominican Republic, what? I don't get that.
Jordan said moron Zam dummy.
Stupid.
And he said, but Cuomo's not awesome either. Oh, Cuomo's terrible.
No. That's why he's he don't have no challenge.
This is why Mondani's actually got a chance because Cuomo's so bad. But the thing is, like, so now because Cuomo's so bad, now you're about to elect someone who is openly advocating for Islam,
socialist,
and socialism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some say he's practicing taqiyya. What does that mean when they're trying to infiltrate into the government to bring in Islam?
Wow.
Well, it's when they are able to lie.
Oh, okay. Lie about their true intentions.
Yeah, and then there's different kinds of jihad. Like they talk about this too. It's like there's cultural jihad. Which means war. So there's ways you can infiltrate and go to war, in order to gain power.
Right. Yeah, but so now we're dealing with this shutdown and these SNAP benefits, and people are pissed. People are pissed. They're lashing out. They're showing that Walmart is how much. Walmart stands to lose. Hold up. SNAP loss. Walmart stands to lose billions of dollars, $9.3 billion, because that's how much money they make off of people using SNAP. Wow. $9.3 billion Walmart is set to lose because SNAP is going to expire. That's crazy.
All they're going to do is just blame Trump.
I mean, but at the end, I think Trump honestly is looking at that situation like something needs to be done about that. Mm-hmm. So let it kind of blow up, and then figure out something else. Mm-hmm. Because the way the system is in place now, like look at those numbers. We can't keep sustaining that.
No.
But it's unsustainable, and it's a system that just perpetuates the cycle and keeps you on it.
Yeah.
I heard somebody talk about I think it's the difference between like the Maryland governor and then the Virginia governor, where Virginia Republican, he's saying we're gonna try to do what we can on the state side to help people.
Yeah.
SNAP benefits. Whatever we can do. I mean, obviously, it's only going to be as long as we are able to do it. But the Maryland side, the governor just blamed Trump. Like that's all it is. It's like, and that's the difference. You're not seeing any type of what can we do on the left. You're just saying, where can I place blame?
Because they want to use it as a weapon for the midterms, so that's all they care about is, again, even with the shutdown. I remember like one of the pundits talking about how they didn't want to end the shutdown before the No Kings protest because it would have been bad optics if they would have said, okay, we can reopen the government and then we're protesting No Kings after. They were worried about the optics of that. Yeah. So they don't really care.
They don't really care
about the people that are suffering. They don't. They just use that as a talking point to say, this is why Trump is bad. It's just like during COVID, they shut down all of their states and then blame Trump for it. What I mean? It's like that's what it's just political games that they all play.
It is. Didn't Trump use like the tariff money to pay something?
He paid the military. Yeah. No, he had I think he used some of that, but he also had someone stepped up and gave their private funding to pay the military.
Like he didn't say who.
He didn't say who it was. Yeah. So, but like he said, one of my friends, I think they gave like $130 million or something like that.
The only person I can think is Elon.
Yeah. Let me see. Private.
Our friend, don't trust private money.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was part of our conversation was with the not using our taxpayer money to
reinnovate another fake story where they're feigning all this outrage about him remodeling the West Wing of the White House, but no one, because it wasn't even a story. It was met with praise when Obama did it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And when all these other presidents have done it, and then you bring that up to them, and it's like, yeah, well, but that's because he's using private money to do it. Okay, that's actually better because it's not coming out of our. Yeah, but how do you know where that money's coming from? But who does he owe a favor to? Come on, man. Let me see.
You have the money to pay the troops on October 15th? Okay.
I actually have a man who is a very wealthy person, I know that when I tell you this, who called a donor, a great gentleman, and he said, if there's any money necessary, shortfall, for the paying of the troops, then I will pay it, meaning he will pay it. How about that? I said, look, we're not going to need it. We're going to take care of our troops, but this was a position that's being forced upon us by Democrats, and all they have to do is just sign a piece of paper saying we're going to keep it going the way it is. There's nothing. It's not like it shouldn't even be an argument.
The government shutdown. You have the
money. He didn't get into. There's a clip where he talks about how much they donated to pay the troops, but I don't see it. Okay. Yeah, let's look at some commentary about these SNAP benefits real quick.
I'm overthinking it because I know a lot of y'all can't keep up, but this SNAP benefit situation clearly shows y'all could not survive a world built off natural selection. If the government really stood back, if they just let everything go and let the world be who they want to be without them, y'all would not survive. Let's say they just only protected us from invasion of other countries, but you have to do everything else yourself. Y'all would not survive the natural selection. You couldn't get your own food. You couldn't keep your own crib. You couldn't educate your own kids. Y'all would literally not survive a world of natural selection. Y'all response to the SNAP benefits is don't celebrate the holiday. Keep your money. Everyone's going to be affected because food prices going to go up. Yeah, but this is natural selection. This is how the world moves. Without the government, right? What y'all going to do when all those wolves start attacking the sheep? You either going to turn into a wolf yourself, you going to follow behind them like a fox, or you're going to be slaughtered. That's how natural selection works. And this one issue with just benefits is showing y'all that y'all are biting the hand that feeds you. A lot of y'all are against the government. You're constantly protesting. You're constantly talking about them. But then you turn to the same internet where you're bashing them and you're trying to hold them accountable to continue to feed you and put food on your table. They don't have to do that. This is them showing you we don't have to do a lot of the things we do. but they understand the benefits of who they are. And a lot of people take it for granted. You can't be biting the hand that feeds you and then turn around and talking shit about the person who that hand belongs to. It don't make any sense. Y'all have to pick a new battle.
That's why I wanted it, because the mentality even of the fact that they look at the government as this entity that feeds you, this entity that takes care of you, this entity that has the resources. They're taking all of that from us.
Yes.
They don't have anything.
Exactly.
We're the ones that have to give them the power to do all of this. And to be honest with you, like, that power should be amongst the people. We should be setting up places for people to come if they need food, places for people to come if they need shelter, things like that. When you let the government do it, it turns into what it is now.
Yep.
Totally
corruption.
What did the Revolutionary War start over?
Taxation without representation.
Yeah.
You know?
And how much was that tax? Anybody know?
I think it was
Wasn't
like
it something low,
it was
like
3%.
cents,
It was
right?
it was very low.
Yeah, I think it was low. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
It might have been under 3%.
Got it. If you need
Can you tell me? I'm talking to ChatGPT. Can you tell me what the tax raise was of the Tea Party situation that started the Revolutionary War?
Absolutely. The situation leading up to the American Revolutionary War was largely centered around taxes imposed by the British Parliament on the American colonies. One of the most well-known was the Tea Act of 1773, which essentially gave the British East India Company a monopoly on tea sales on the American colonies. This led to the famous Boston Tea Party. In terms of actual tax rates, the taxes were relatively low in percentage terms. For example, the tax on tea under the Tea Act was just a few pence per pound, which amounted to less than 1% of the price of the tea. However, it was exactly, it was really the principle and the lack of representation that sparked the interest. Even though the actual tax amounts were pretty low, the colonists felt it was unjust to be taxed by a government in which they had no voice. That principle of no taxation without representation definitely fueled the revolutionary spirit.
Why do you have Will Smith's voice as?
That did not sound like Will Smith.
Yeah, definitely didn't sound Will Smith.
Where you get that from?
It sounded like Will Smith a little bit.
Nah, I don't know where you get that from. That did not sound like Will Smith.
Did I tell you guys that Kyle is coming back from Germany because the taxes in Germany are 40%?
Yeah, most of these.
He can't handle that.
Most of these places, Scandinavia, all these people, Norway, these places that they praise, even Canada, the taxes are incredible.
40%.
Yeah.
That's like
So again, we're having these people come into government and they're coming out richer than they went in.
Yeah.
That has to show you they're becoming the elite.
Yeah.
Right? And then the people who are paying taxes, and granted, most of the taxes do come from
the wealthy.
The wealthy, the 1% that pays a lot of the stuff. I mean, the taxes we pay are nothing compared to what they pay, but
I mean, it's in comparative though. It's a lot for people. Like if you're giving up 30%, 20 to 30% of your income to the government
40%
for these no, I'm talking about here, Mom.
Oh, here.
For these programs, like, you want it to mean something or matter or be going back to the people that deserve it, not be going to these things that, like, we didn't ask for or we don't want,
But was that really even the point of government?
No, I don't think so.
And I think he said something that was, like, I think government should be more about law and
protection from foreign invasion. Yeah.
And keeping our borders safe, but also us as citizens thriving because of laws that protect the citizens of that country.
I think the problem is when you become so comfortable and you become so like economically safe like this country is, I think you create all of these other things to care about that
we're bored.
Yeah. You're not oppressed. You're not oppressed.
You're bored.
Yeah. And you create all of these scenarios where we should be doing this or we should be doing that. And then it just allows the government to continue to get bloated and bloated and bloated. I mean, you got Nancy Pelosi, one of the people who she's got a better stock record than Warren Buffett. She's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and she's ripping a fake plastic crown to pretend like she's protesting against Trump, who's some kind of dictator and king. Meanwhile, she just enriched herself off of this country for over 40 years, to the point where she's got generational wealth for her family. Her freaking nephew is the governor of California. Like, this is not this is not what government was meant to be. And I think that's what people are seeing. So like, yeah, there's the government shutdown is gonna expose a lot of things, and this SNAP thing, a lot of people are outraged, but maybe there is something that needs to be kickstarted to get people in gear to stop being so dependent.
We've talked about this for years. We've talked about how easy it is to get on welfare, how easy it is to like. It's become something. It enables people, right? It enables people to stay where they are instead of helping them to lift them up.
Yeah.
Right. Into a place where they can take responsibility for themselves, and that's the biggest thing. It's about taking responsibility, and
something people don't like to do.
Yeah, and you're putting that responsibility back on the state, and that's the issue.
And I still remember. I'm sorry, Amy.
Go ahead.
I still remember Trump saying that he is the one. Haven't heard anybody else say this. That he's giving the power back to the people.
Yeah.
So, who has done that? Like, we need the power back. The government took all of our powers. They took.
A lot of people don't want that power.
No.
Yeah, that's true. They want to be taken care of.
And another thing is like think about
Jordan is so stupid.
think about voting.
Yeah.
How many people have the power to vote, but they don't even know who they're voting for or even care?
No.
Right.
You know,
or
so
they don't even vote. They don't.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
So you can be very irresponsible with the power that you have, and you can waste that power on and then you cause more and more destruction in your life, and that's what we're seeing in America.
I got to give Jordan his dad joke shout out. 2025 is the year of Chat GPT and Snap EBT. Okay. Uncle Denny said, "Hi guys, I heard 48 million people on Snap. That's unreal. $8 billion a month. You support this?" Yeah, and we just showed. I don't know if you were watching, but we just showed that 70% of those were illegal.
Crazy. Yeah. Just money.
Or 70% of the money going to that goes to illegals. Or just foreign people, like, and
I mean, and we've known people that have gotten those benefits, SNAP benefits, where they really don't need it.
Yeah,
they take it and they sell it.
Yeah, I know.
It's
some
like
people that do that, and they sell it for.
And they look at it like it's free money, so I'm gonna take it. But they don't. Terrible. It's not free money. Yeah. Like we gotta get out of that mindset of like, well, the government has all this money, and we just got to take advantage and find our way to get it.
I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah, that's our money.
Yeah, I know, and we got to stop this wasteful spending.
At the root, like what you're saying, it's selfish. It's irresponsible. It's selfish. It's irresponsible.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, you're not thinking about anybody but yourself, and that's what happens. And then we wonder why our communities break down, and we have no community.
Yeah.
And nobody cares about our streets or what's going on until somebody dies, and then people care for a second, and then they just go back to their lives. That becomes common also.
Jordan said, "Is that real? 70%?"
Yeah, I mean, I can bring the chart back up.
Bring that chart back up.
So America spends $7.8 billion monthly on SNAP. If illegals were removed from SNAP, the cost would reduce by 70%. And there's the chart here showing. This chart is from the 2025, the Personal Finance Wizard LLC. This is the data that they collected on this, where it shows that the top 5 recipients of SNAP benefits are Afghanis, Somalis, Iraqis, Dominicans, Caribbeans, and Afghan Americans. Almost 50% of them are receiving SNAP. I don't even know if they're Afghan Americans. It just said food stamps by ethnicity. So a lot of these people, they find out, are here illegally receiving these benefits. We know that from when these people were coming across the border, getting EBT cards handed to them with debit cards and all that, and some of them had like $20,000 on their EBT card, which is crazy.